My name is Vince McMahon, and scheduled here this week, the Olympic strongman Ken Patera back along. And joining Ken Patera on the card will be Mr. Charisma himself, the Soul Man, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And we shall have Dusty Rhodes along with Dominic DeNucci, Mr. Fuji, Professor Tanaka, and many more as we begin the festivities here in the opening contest right after this word from the National Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. Professional wrestlers strike a blow against juvenile diabetes.
We're going to do a thing here. Hi, wrestling fans. My name is Gorilla Monsoon. I'd like to introduce my friend Mike, who is a juvenile diabetic, completely dependent on insulin in order to stay alive. Professional wrestlers all over the country are going to do something about that. We hope to, within the next 5 years, completely destroy juvenile diabetes so that kids like Mike can have a full life and really enjoy life. We're asking for your support and your help. When we know that with the thousands of wrestling fans out there all over the country, we're going to get it.
The preceding was a public service announcement on behalf of the local chapter of the National Juvenile Diabetes Foundation and Capital Wrestling Corporation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another action-packed card of Championship Wrestling. These matches are sanctioned and supervised by the State Athletic Commission. Chief Deputy Commissioners are Jimmy Mina and Sam Skaversky. Timekeeper at the bell, J.P. Mina. Referees for this hour are Dick Worley, Dusty Feldbomber, and John Stanley. And I'm your ring announcer for Championship Wrestling, Gary Capetta. The first match in the ring is set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. It is a non-title tag team match. Introducing in the corner to my left, from the Bronx, New York, weighing 239 pounds, Jose Estrada. And his partner, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 265 pounds, Dominic DeNucci. And their opponents, the current Worldwide Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions. From Osaka, Japan, weighing 275 pounds, Mr. Fuji. And his partner, 285 pounds, from Hiroshima, Japan, Professor Toru Tanaka.
Tanaka and Fuji against Dominic DeNucci. His partner, Jose Estrada. The bell is rung for the action to begin. Dominic waiting very, very patiently. DeNucci pushed to the back rope. Oh, a wild right chop there by Tanaka. It is a good thing DeNucci ducked, though. Tanaka may try it again. Yes, indeed. And DeNucci proving he is quick, but Tanaka caught him the second time. DeNucci now hurled to the ropes. Tanaka winding up. No, he's way off pace. Going for a quick count. Only one. DeNucci off the rope there, and Tanaka kind of loused him up with his timing. DeNucci with perhaps a bit of hesitancy, justifiably so. Whenever you're in the ring with Tanaka, that's quite a competitor indeed. Double oblique chop. Mr. Fuji going to work on Dominic. Hip roll down to the canvas. Dominic hardly any slouch when it comes to tag team competition. If you will recall, it wasn't too many years ago when DeNucci himself was a co-holder of the Tag Team Championship. Wide open again, another double oblique chop, and Tanaka now picking up where Mr. Fuji left off. Tanucci breaking the hold, and Tanucci doing some chopping. Off the rope, lowering the shoulder. No, can't quite make it. And again, Tanaka tires him up in the rope. Tanucci break. Oh my goodness, did he ever? Wow, what a right hand by Tanucci. Dominic pulling Professor up to the middle of the ring. Side headlock applied. Once again, Professor sends him in the rope, stepping on. Here's Fuji. No! Dominic caught Fuji catching flies. And Tanucci pulling Tanaka over with him. Referee John Stanley right there with an admonition to Mr. Fuji. Dominic better get out of town. He's in the wrong corner. Tag apparently made is Mr. Fuji now. Will try his luck against Dominic. Fuji and Professor Tanaka have thus far been able to keep Dominic from tagging his partner. And whenever you can go 2-on-1, you have a decided advantage in tag team competition. Tanucci over there certainly within reach of tagging his partner. He may have tagged him with a left hand. From our vantage point, we couldn't tell. Apparently so. Estrada now hammering away. John Stanley, referee, did not see the tag, nor did he see this exchange. Tanucci almost, at this point, can reach his partner, Jose Estrada. Tag was made, apparently. Right hand of Estrada. Hammering down on Professor Tanaka. Actually, it's a double team effort. Estrada, perhaps a 101, not the same caliber as the three other wrestlers in there, but certainly able to give Tanucci quite a bit of relief, although at this moment, Estrada's taking quite a pounding from Mr. Fuji. Fuji measuring Estrada. Tag made again as Tanaka comes in wide open, Jose Estrada. That appears to be an obvious chokehold, but perhaps it's just done under the pressure points. It must be a chokehold. Tanaka arguing with the referee. It is indeed not a chokehold. Yes, sir. Now let's see what Tanucci can do after a little respite. Oh, nice knee lift. Tanucci over for a cover. Only one. Tanucci hammering away on Professor Tanaka, but meanwhile, I believe the tag was made. Fuji coming up from behind, but Tanucci knowing full well he was there. Whip to the rope, coming off, and the knee of Fuji finally gets fired. Fuji on his way. On his way to the top rope, and Dominic looking down, and Fuji receiving end now. Good kick by Estrada. Caught Professor Tanaka right in the face. Another one just glances, though, and the big bull from Hiroshima back in control. Fuji with a very nice maneuver on Jose Estrada. Estrada whoops to the rope. There's that kamikaze. One of the more devastating holds in professional wrestling. It's all over indeed. Look at that bow. That's a taunting bow of Mr. Fuji and Professor Tanaka. Let's get the official time.
The time of the match, 8 minutes, 24 seconds. Your winners, the team of Professor Toru Tanaka and Mr. Fuji.
Mr. Fuji having his ups and downs along with Professor Tanaka during that contest. Let's go back in time. It was Mr. Fuji who apparently was sensing victory there, hoping for a fall over Dominic DeNucci. Let's go back and pick up at a point in time where Mr. Fuji now should be standing on the top rope there. That in itself quite a feat. And Fuji leaping off and just missing by 5 miles. DeNucci really getting out of his way. And the impact of that tremendous maneuver as Fuji going down to the canvas and the impact jarring Fuji. However, Fuji attesting to his ability. On from there, it was Fuji who applied that devastating kamikaze clothesline. It has been patented now. And this kamikaze clothesline, as we saw here now against Jose Estrada, whipped into the ropes. Fuji measures him, comes off, and look at that maneuver. The neck snapping back down onto the canvas, and Fuji, along with Professor Tanaka, on his way to victory. We shall return in a moment with the Dream.
The next match is set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing, in the corner to my left, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 239 pounds, Larry Zbyszko. And his opponent, from Catania, Sicily, weighing 243 pounds, the Continental Nobleman, Joe Turco.
Joe Turco always seems surprised. I think he expects an ovation from the fans when he's introduced, but of course he's always received with the boos and jeers. And here we go with the action. Joe Turco against Larry Zbyszko. Zbyszko locking up Joe Turco once again. Shot to the kidneys, and that's going to have an effect. Look at Larry. Scheduled up later on, the tag team combination of Larry Sharp, his partner Jack Evans, and also scheduled will be seeing the return of the Golden Greek. Apparently Fred Blassie feels that Arion bigger, better, faster, and more aggressive certainly than he's ever been in his life. And it goes without saying that also scheduled the Olympic strongman Ken Patera. I suspect we shall also on that occasion see that slovenly Luis Albano. Joe Turco, a nasty looking creature. Look at the face on this man. It's enough to scare an opponent. And a face may be rearranged a little bit if Larry Zbyszko continues with that. Zbyszko locking up. Again, side headlock now applied by Joe Turco. Turco with 2 handfuls of hair. Referee sees it. It will be broken. Turco trying to slug his way to victory here against Zbyszko. And that elbow right on the money. Snapmare, nice maneuver by Larry Zbyszko. Another one. Shoulders rocked back on the canvas. Referee right in position, and just like that, it's over. The name of the game is wrestling. That's a little lesson that Zbyszko just taught his opponent, Joe Turco.
The time of the match, 2 minutes, 59 seconds. Your winner, Larry Zbyszko.
So not surprisingly, Larry Zbyszko chalks up a victory for himself. As we said before, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled next, I believe, we'll be seeing Spiros Arion. As you hear the boos, Joe Turco still in the ring, raising his hand in a fashion of victory. And of course, Turco not victorious over Larry Zbyszko. Arion next. Fred Blassie claims that Spiros Arion, since leaving the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, has accomplished more skills. That Arion indeed has a few new holds that he just may show us rather for the very first time here this week on Championship Wrestling. I don't know if we're going to see anything new or not on the part of Ken Patera, but Lou Albano assuring us that Ken Patera is going to avenge what Lou Albano claims was a wrongdoing by the Worldwide Wrestling Federation in regard to that recent suspension, costing Lou Albano and Ken Patera quite a large sum of money. So we shall return with both Arion and Ken Patera as we progress with Championship Wrestling in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next event is set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. It is a special tag team attraction. Introducing, in the corner to my left, from Beaumont, Texas, weighing 236 pounds, John Daniels. And his partner, from Gary, Indiana, 231 pounds, Joe Marcus. And their opponents, from New Orleans, Louisiana, weighing 236 pounds, Dynamite Jack Evans. And his partner, from Paulsboro, New Jersey, weighing 253 pounds, Pretty Boy Larry Sharp.
Sharp puckering up his kisser there. Sharp and Evans, I believe, undefeated thus far on Championship Wrestling, as they're scheduled to meet 2 young newcomers here, John Daniels and Joe Marcus. Daniels having his problems at the moment with the hammerlock. And I believe a hair pull there as Evans yanked him down. Daniels back to his feet, starting all over again in a standing position. Nice takedown on the part of the young John Daniels. Daniels trying to bridge, nice escape indeed, and Jack Evans can't believe what's happening. The Pretty Boy through as Jack Evans continues his hold so that Larry Sharp can pick up right where his tag team partner left off. takedown by Sharp. Nice nip up, and John Daniels showing us a few things here. Hair pull again, though. Once again, Daniels down to the canvas. Tag was made. Joe Marcus caught just coming to the ropes there by pretty boy Larry Sharp. Marcus in quite a bit of trouble here already. Nice reversal, but it's a double reversal, and it's Marcus now hurled into the foot of Jack Evans by Larry Sharp. There, the tag made, and Evans will step in. Crisscross double team. Choke here from our vantage point. The referee on the other side, though. Dusty Philbomber warning Jack Evans, but meanwhile, Larry Sharp taking full advantage of the situation. Joe Marcus out to center ring. Marcus, I believe, trying to make his way over to tag his partner, John Daniels. Marcus now shoved to the corner, and Jack Evans right in after it. Tag made. Marcus wide open. Pretty boy Larry Sharp just measuring the man right into the stomach. There's a tag. John Daniels through now. Daniels shoved to the ropes. The pretty boy waiting for him. Takedown. And a kick out by Daniels. Daniels getting up a little slow, though. Nice takedown by Larry. Oh, no, he'll miss with that. Daniels building some momentum here. Both wrestlers had the same idea, although it was the pretty boy who apparently, with the experience, beat John Daniels to the kick. Evans tagging his partner. Evans apparently entering the ring by way of the top rope, crashing down across the back. At the conclusion of this match, ladies and gentlemen, once again we will give you the address for the benefit of those organizations wishing to raise funds for themselves. By way of having the Worldwide Wrestling Federation assist you in your endeavors, we'll give you the address to write to for more information. That's at the conclusion of this match, and the conclusion could very well be just about right now. Nope. Kick out by Daniels. Another cover, two, and still a kick out. So Evans can't believe what's happening to him. John Daniels shows quite a bit of promise. Wide open there, taking a shot to the ribs by pretty boy Larry Sharp. Once again down to the canvas. Referee saw it, and the hold will be broken. Larry Sharp tightening his hold on the arm lock, and John Daniels back to his feet. Daniels apparently thinks that he's going to intimidate Larry Sharp with that clenched fist or by the threatening gesture, but I don't believe that's true. Thus far has not paid off for John Daniels. Wide open Mr. Daniels is. You can bet Jack Evans will take advantage of that. Evans with a little left hand there to the midsection, backed his opponent up. Jack Evans a bit, but once again it's Evans in control. Daniels hanging tough. He doesn't have a lot of experience, but he's a tough competitor. Monkey flip. Daniels hesitating. And to even consider shaking hands with the likes of Jack Evans again would show certainly the inexperience on the part of John Daniels. Daniels moving in. Evans is waiting for him though. Daniels to the rope. Scoop slam, and Evans now backing up off the rope. Whoa, right across the neck. Larry Sharp, after having quite a respite now, apparently since his victory. There you see, high in the air, crashing down. John Daniels over for the count, through, and it's over. So the inexperience of John Daniels and his partner Joe Marcus apparently is a little too much to overcome for that combination, thus resulting in victory for Jack Evans and Larry Sharp.
The time of the match, 9 minutes, 25 seconds. Your winners, the team of Dynamite Jack Evans and Pretty Boy Larry Sharp. This match is set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing, in the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 268 pounds, Pete Austin. And his opponent, led by his manager, the Hollywood fashion plate, classy Freddie Blassie, from Athens, Greece, weighing 263 pounds, Spiros Arion.
Spiros Arion. Along with his manager there, Fred Blassie, as Arion readies himself to wrestle. And here we go. Arion hammering away on Pete Austin. Austin, I believe, outweighs Arion by a margin. With weight, size, strength, only one of the many facets. Professional wrestling. Blassie holding his hands up there. Blassie always shouting instructions to Arion. Referee Dick Worley trying to maintain some order. Pete Austin yet to mount an offensive at all. Arion yanking the buckle away from the art of protection, and the forehead of Pete Austin right into the corner again. Lassie over in the corner, Pete Austin taunting him a bit. Austin thus far punching back, which is surprising because Austin does have quite a bit of fire. Again, Austin into the corner where there was some protection at one time, but certainly is not now. Arion perhaps just over for the cover. Austin should have been counted out there, should have been pinned, but Arion yanked him up. Arion could have had his pin, but apparently Arion wants to play around a bit more with this punching back. Knee lift. Again, you get the impression that certainly Arion could have had the third count if he had wanted it. All right. Yes, indeed. You can see that coming. Now things can turn around here. Austin showing some of that fire, right hand into the chest, and Austin coming on strong now. Spiros Arion. Arion resisting being hauled out of there, resisted quite well. Arion just hammering down into the side of the face. I mean, Dick Worley warning Arion one more time. Fred Blassie, look at the smile on his face. He loves that. Blassie absolutely loves what Arion does. Into the ropes now, Pete Austin. Arion with Pete Austin high and on the back. The backbreaker, we've seen that time in and time out. Always resulting in victory for Spiros Arion. That's it. Austin resisting just as long as he possibly could. That is a very painful submission hold. And Spiros Arion has mastered the backbreaker.
The time of the match, 4 minutes, 38 seconds. Your winner, Spiros Arion.
Arion and Blassie gloating in their victory over Pete Austin, and we shall return with Captain Luis Albano along with the Olympic strongman, the man who has really made his mark on professional wrestling, Ken Patera.
The final event is a special handicap match. It is set for one fall or to the curfew. Introducing in the ring, weighing 221 pounds, from Panama City, Panama, Steve King. And his partner, 223 pounds, from New York City, Ted Adams. And their opponent, led by his manager, the Captain Luis Albano. Weighing 297 pounds, from Portland, Oregon, the world's strongest human being, Ken Patera.
Ken Patera meeting not one but two men here in the handicap match as we're set for the action to begin. Patera trying to protect his back. Doing a pretty good job of it there in the corner a moment ago. And, ooh, boy. Patera playing around with these fellas at the moment. Look at the way he scoops them up. Enormous power of Ken Patera. Adams on the receiving end of a crashing blow. Steve King, his partner Adams, going to work now on Patera's midsection. Patera in trouble. Ken Patera having as problems as anyone would against two men. Patera rather reluctant, I believe, to enter the ring on right now. Look at the power of Patera. He has a headlock on each one. Now snaps them back off the rope. Patera still maintaining his control at the moment.
See Patera against two men, two super heavyweights weighing 250, 240, 237 pounds. Look at Patera in action. Watch it, McMahon. You see it right before your very eyes. You see the world's strongest.
What we see now is Ken Patera on the receiving end. Patera down and out again. Crowd up in arms. Time for a little consultation there. Patera now having a word of advice from Lou Albano. Let's see what happens. Again, they're going to work on Patera. Once again, he's down, and once again, they're kicking him out. Look of bewilderment on the face of Ken Patera. And the Olympic strongman back to the ropes again now. Breaking the face of Ted Adams. Hammering away on Steve King. As long as it's one-on-one, Patera fares very well. He's going to make certain it's one-on-one. On the outside of the ring now, Ted Adams leading Steve King against Ken Patera all by himself. Elbow smash. Patera on his way again, bringing in Ted Adams down, hammering Adams down into Steve King. He has both of them and pins both of them. Ken Patera having his problems when it was a legitimate 2-on-1, but then with Patera throwing Ted Adams out of the ring, Steve King, no match for Ken Patera.
Did you see it? Did you see what went on? Did you see it?
Lou Albano gloating in victory.
Time of the match, 3 minutes, 58 seconds. Your winner, Ken Patera.
Ken Patera victorious. Now next week, ladies and gentlemen, the feature match, it'll be a humdinger. It's a 6-man tag team match. Nikolai Volkov, Butcher Paul Vachon, and Baron Mikkel Cicluna, all three team up against the threesome of Tony Garea, Larry Zbyszko, and Dominic DeNucci. Until next week, Vince McMahon saying so long from ringside.